Hello all, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to discuss educational psychology MCQs. These questions will helpful for you in TGT TET and DSC also. So let's begin. Our first question is, which of the following is the subject matter of psychology? Soul, psycho, man, behavior. And the correct option is behavior. Behavior is the subject matter of psychology. Question second. Psychology was initially a part of which of the following? And the correct option is philosophy. Psychology was initially a part of philosophy. Question third. Which of the following psychologists defines psychology as the science of consciousness? Psychology is the science of consciousness. And the correct option is William James. William James was a psychologist, defined psychology as the science of consciousness. Question 4. Which of the following psychologists consider psychology as the science of behavior? And the correct option is William M.C. Dugdale. William M.C. Dugdale was a psychologist who considered psychology as the science of behavior. Question 13. Which scholar presented this definition? First of all, psychology abandoned its soul, then it abandoned its mind or brain. After that, it abandoned consciousness. Now, it accepts the method of behavior. R.S. Woodworth. R.S. Woodworth scholar presented this definition. First of all, psychology abandoned its soul, then it abandoned its mind or brain. After that, it abandoned consciousness. Now it accepts the method of behavior. R.S. Woodworth. Question 14. Psychology originated from which discipline? Psychology originated from which discipline? And the correct option is philosophy. Psychology originated from philosophy discipline. Question 15. Psychology was first called the science of soul. Psychology was first called the science of soul. Question 16. Psychology first lost the soul, then the mind, then what? Psychology first lost the soul, then the mind, then what? Options are unconsciousness, behavior, consciousness, all of these. And the correct option is consciousness. Consciousness. Psychology first lost the soul, then the mind, and then consciousness. Question 17. When was psychology called the science of consciousness? When was psychology called the science of consciousness? Options are in the 4th century BC, in the middle of the 20th century, and at the end of the 19th century, and D in the 18th century. Correct option is D, 18th century. 18th century. In the 18th century was psychology called the science of consciousness. In the 18th century. Question 18. In modern times, psychology is considered to be a science of cognition, mental process, behavior, none of this. And the correct option is behavior. In modern times, psychology is considered to be a science of behavior. Question 19. Psychology is which type of science? Psychology is which type of science? Positive, regulatory, both A and B, none of the above. And the correct option is A and B. Psychology is positive and regulatory type of science. Question 20. At present, the subject of study of educational psychology is human behavior. Human behavior. Question 21. Nature of educational psychology. Nature of educational psychology. Scientific nature of educational psychology is scientific. The behavior of learner in educational environment is studied through scientific method. The behavior of learner's behavior in educational environment is studied through scientific method. This is called nature of educational psychology. Scientific nature of educational psychology. The behavior of learner in educational environment is studied through scientific method. Question 22. The originator of the theory of totality are R.M. Ragne, Wirdimar and others, B.S. Bloom, B.F. Skinner. Correct option is Wirdimar and others. The originator of the theory of totality. Question 23. The focus of educational psychology is, options are child, teacher, learning material, curriculum. Child, teacher, learning material, curriculum. The focus of educational psychology is child. Question 24. At present, psychology is science of brain, science of behavior, science of consciousness, science of soul. At present, psychology is science of behavior. Question 25. A teacher should study educational psychology so that he can, options are influence student easily, understand himself, experiment on animal, make teaching more effective. And the correct option is make teaching more effective. Question 26. In which of the following is educational psychology not useful? In which of the following is educational psychology is not useful? Options are in detecting mental illness of child, in selecting teaching method, in motivating students, and in conducting experiment on animal. And the correct option is D, in conducting experiments on animal. In which of the following is educational psychology not useful? Educational psychology is not useful in conducting experiment on animal. Remaining options are in detecting mental illness of child, in selecting teaching method, in motivating students. Are educational psychology is useful. (27) The word psychology originated from which language? And the correct answer is Latin. The word psychology originated from Latin language. Question 28. Psychology is the pure science of behavior. The statement is of Watson. Psychology is the pure science of behavior. Watson. The Latin word psycho means soul. The Latin word psycho means soul. Question 30. According to which of the following thinkers, education is the process of bringing out the inner power of a person? Education is the process of, according to which of the following thinkers, education is the process of bringing out the inner power of a person? And the correct option is Pestalozzi. According to Pestalozzi, education is the process of bringing out the inner power of a person. Question 31. Which of the following statement most correctly reveal the meaning of educational psychology? And the options are: it is the science of the study of the mind of an individual. It is the science of the experience of an individual. It is concerned only with the science, with the social process of an individual. And it provides a psychological basis to education. And the correct option is D. It provides a psychological basis to education. Most correctly reveal the meaning of educational psychology. Educational psychology, it provides a psychological basis to education. Question 32. Psychology is the science of behavior and cognition. It was established between 19th century AD. It was established between 19th century AD. Question 33. Those who consider psychology as a science of behavior, where psychology is a science of behavior, where Watson consider psychology as a science of behavior. 34. A psychologist said, give me a child and tell me what to make him, an engineer, a doctor, or something else. That psychologist was Watson. Watson was a psychologist who said, give me a child and tell me what to make him, an engineer, a doctor, or something else. Question 35. The main purpose of consciousness is to provide security to our life. The main purpose of consciousness is to provide security of our life. Therefore, the study of the effect of consciousness on various parts of the body should be the social field of psychology, not just the study of consciousness. Underline, which psychologist is credited with this statement? William James. William James proposed the main purpose of consciousness is to provide security to our life. Therefore, the study of the effect of consciousness on various parts of the body should be the special field of psychology, not just the study of consciousness. Not just the study of consciousness. William James. Question 36. In educational psychology, learning is to determine the means to reach the goal. Learning is to determine the means to reach the goal. The category of learning in which it falls is learning process. The category of learning in which it falls is learning process. Question 37. The popular book written by Watson and published in the year 1925 is Behaviorism. Behaviorism. The popular book written by Watson and published in the year 1925 is Behaviorism. Question 38. Who established the first psychology laboratory? First psychology laboratory. W. Bunt. W. Bunt. Question 39. Which of the following best represent the nature of educational psychology? Best represent the nature of educational psychology. And the options are positive science, normative science, and behavioral science. And the correct options is 1 and 3. Positive science and behavioral science. Positive science and behavioral science best represent the nature of educational psychology. Question 40. The main focus of educational psychology is learner as a person. 41. Which is the method of person study in psychology? Experiment. Experiment is the method of person study in psychology. 42. Which of the following is the best method of study in psychology? Experiment. 43. Which of the following is the least authentic method of study in psychology? Introspection. Introspection is the least authentic method of study in psychology. 44. In psychology, psychological problems of a person are detected by which of the following method? Which of the following method? In psychology, psychological problems of a person are detected by which of the following method? And the correct option is personal history. By the personal history, in psychology, psychological problems of a person are detected. Personal history. 45. Observation method involve study of others. Study of others. Educational psychology is applied science. Educational psychology is applied science, not a pure science, normative science, none of the above. Correct answer is applied science. 47. In developmental psychology, life is studied from birth. In developmental psychology, life is studied from birth only. Not in pregnancy, throughout life, adolescence. 48. Which of the following is the nature of educational psychology? Which of the following is the nature of educational psychology? Arts. Arts is the nature of educational psychology. 49. The biggest contribution of psychology in the field of education is child-centered education. Child-centered education. Question 50. Psychology was initially a part of which discipline? Psychology was initially a part of which discipline? Options: ethics, logic, physics, and versionology. And the correct option is versionology. Versionology was initially a part of discipline. 51. The field of child psychology is options are study of the characteristic of infancy only, study of characteristic of pregnancy only, study of the characteristic of childhood only. And the correct option is study of the characteristic from pregnancy to adolescence. The field of child psychology is study of the characteristic from pregnancy to adolescence. 52. Which statement is best based on child psychology? All children are the same. Some children are the same. Some children are special. And the correct option is every child is unique. Every child is unique is best based on child psychology. Question 53. The focus of child psychology. Question 53. The focus of child psychology is. Options are a good teacher, the child, the teaching process, the school. And the correct option is the child. The focus of child psychology is the child. Question 54. According to the child psychology, the main role in the field of education is of child only. Question 55. Which of the following statement is true from the point of view of education? Of educational psychology. And the correct option is children create their own knowledge. Children create their own knowledge. This statement is true from the point of view of educational psychology. Question 56. Which statement is best from the point of view of a teacher? And the options are some children can learn, most children can learn, very few children can learn. And the correct option is every child can learn. Is the best form of the point of view of a teacher. Question 57. Which of the following statement is true from the point of view of educational psychology? And the options are children do not have any prior knowledge before coming to school. Children suffer in the learning process. Children learn only what is taught to them. And the correct option is children create their own knowledge. Children create their own knowledge. This statement is true from the point of view of educational psychology. 58. How does a child learn? How does a child learn? In many ways. In many ways. Question 59. Which of the following is the first subjective method of educational psychology? Introspection. Introspection is the most subjective method of educational psychology. Question 60. Which of the following is a limitation of educational psychology? Limitation of educational psychology. And the correct option is problem of individual differences. Problem of individual differences is a limitation of educational psychology. Modern psychology means study of mind, study of soul, study of body and study of behavior. Modern psychology means study of behavior. Question 62. Which year is considered to be the origin of educational psychology? Origin of educational psychology. And the correct option is 900. Thank you for watching.